What began on the water with Isle's revolutionary inflatable technology, making boards and boats up to 300% more rigid than traditional inflatables, has evolved into a new frontier in shelter. HAVN utilizes the same inflatable technology to create lightweight, portable, and ultra-durable structures for living, growing, and exploring. Hi, I'm Jimmy Blakeney, product designer for Isle. I'm here today with Dirk Steiner, inventor extraordinaire, who we have worked with on creating the most innovative, rigid, inflatable boats, boards, and kayaks on the market with Isle. And we are now here to introduce you to something completely new that we've come up with called HàVN. HàVN is an inflatable greenhouse that goes from boxed to built in just a few hours. All right, so Dirk, you're the one that came up with the two patents that really are the key ingredients that make this so unique. So talk to us about these two patents. We've got one, which is what we use for our infinity fiber material, which is what we use in our boards and boats. And then we have another patent here as well. Talk to us about the infinity fiber one first, and then let's go into the second one.
So infinity fiber is an invention where we take high performance aerospace grade composites and we figured out how to fuse it to inflatable materials. And in the case of this, it's a whitewater durable inflatable material with the high performance composite fused on the inside.
When you say whitewater material, what do you mean by that?
Well, whitewater rafts are really rugged and durable, and they're easy to repair and patch. And that's the most durable inflatable material available.
Got it.
So we took that and we then fused this aerospace grade high performance thermoplastic composite on the inside. And we did it in a way that allowed us to, when it's inflated, it achieves full structural rigidity, and when it's deflated, it can roll up and go in a box.
Right, so that's how we go from box to built in an hour or two. So that's what allows this structure to be so incredibly, it's essentially rigid, right? It's we got snow load, we've got wind ratings for this.
Yeah, we engineered it for a 55 pound per foot snow load, which is in most places probably 3 to 4 feet of snow. It'll handle a 75 mile an hour wind load, and that's without the additional high wind tensor straps that we could add. And it's basically as light and as strong as a structure as you can create.
Wow, yeah, I mean, I've loved working with you on this one. You're really the expert in the greenhouse world. I know you have your own farm, you grow your own food, and so you've had one of these prototypes for what, over 4 years?
Yeah, my background is a composite engineer, but I've always had a passion for growing, and my wife and I own a 2-acre organic squash farm, and we do our starts in a greenhouse every year. And we were building one, and it was so difficult to put together. It took us almost a week, and I have an engineering degree and I'm a carpenter, and I came up with the idea of like, wow, let's just make an inflatable one. So we built one for our farm and do all our starts in it, and we've been using it for years now, and it's really great. We can move it seasonally. When we want to put it away, we put it away. We can bring it out in the spring. We can leave it out all winter if we want to, and it's performed amazing, and we've upgraded it several times, and this is where we are today.
Yeah, so I know it's just great that we have this foundation of knowledge and of use for like almost 4 years, and now we are here today after we've worked with our team and come up with the design. Let's go inside. We're gonna take a look inside. So we talked already about the infinity fiber material that makes these, essentially this is a post and beam structure, but it makes it so incredibly rigid. But we've got another patent here. Talk to us about this additional patent for this modular system.
So one thing that made this all possible was the ability to create modules or components, separate pieces out of the composite inflatables. And that allows us to basically take sections, package it, and ship it in an easy to assemble way. So we came up with this attachment system that encapsulates all the integral composite material with an external modular bracket that is held in place by inflation pressure. And those two things act as an amazing durable joint, but then we can take it apart and replace a component. We can put it in the garage, we can do whatever, and it's infinitely modular.
Right, so you could like extend this, essentially because it's modular, you can replace components easily, you can extend it, make it longer. This is a 10 by 10 greenhouse. And the other thing I love about this personally is there's no tools needed. Like I set this thing up the first time, it took me about an hour, and I'm not great at building things, but I didn't use any tools, and that was so cool. The fact that I didn't have to use a single tool. Even if you look at the knobs here and the screws, they sit into the insert on the back, and then the knobs screw on super easy without the need for any tools. So we've talked about the structure, we've talked about the patented material and the modularity, but there's an additional component here that I think we need to make sure everybody's aware of. So talk to us about the ventilation system and the environmental control system.
Yeah, it's a first-rate, state-of-the-art structure, but it also wouldn't work if it didn't have a first-rate, state-of-the-art ventilation system. And this is really a feature that a lot of kit greenhouses don't offer. This is thermostatically controlled for temperature and humidity and VFD. And it's basically what creates the premier growing environment and maintains it. And you can pay attention to it even if you're not around. You'll have it on an app on your phone, and you can set alerts and temperature controls all from your app on your phone.
All right, so I don't know if you can see this on my phone, but I've got the device here. This is the AC Infinity AC T10 fan. This is a really high-end fan. AC Infinity makes incredible equipment for growing. And I've got the device here, and I've got the fan off, but I'm able to control temperature, humidity, and VPD. And I'm gonna just, for our demonstration, I'm gonna turn it on. Now, if we look at the fan, you see the fan came on, and the vents opened, and now we're running. And from my phone, I can now control the temperature I want, the humidity that I want, and the VPD I want, which is a technical term regarding the condition of the growing environment. But it's pretty amazing that I can control this growing environment from inside my home, from work, from wherever I am. I can check in on it, make sure the temperatures are where they need to be, and that my plants are in good shape. So, I mean, Dirk, this is pretty amazing stuff to be able to add this to this also not only incredible, system for controlling the environment, but the structure itself.
So a commercial grower would tell you that you need to recycle the amount of air, the volume of the greenhouse space, every time a minute goes by. So this fan is capable of that kind of volume. A typical greenhouse kit has ventilated louvers that are actuated with little wax cylinders, and those work, but they're not very adequate. You don't get that one volume of air every minute that's required for really good growing conditions.
Right, so this is recirculating the air in here every minute, which is giving fresh air to your plants and vegetables, what you're growing, consistently.
And it's really important too for like really solar climates, that you have the ability to trigger something that exits really hot air quickly so that you don't burn your plants, because over about 100 degrees, plants start to be in a real crisis mode, and you really want to avoid that. And this thing won't let that happen.
Right. Well, I've been so stoked to work with you on this project. I mean, Dirk and I go way back, and we've worked on a lot of different projects, but this one with the HAVN, I think I couldn't be more excited to bring this one to market. It's going to be available really soon, so be sure to check it out. We'll have it available online, so stay tuned to learn more. We have additional videos covering more about this product, so check those out, and we'll see you in the greenhouse.